Hey guys, Sneaky Narcotic, back at it again with another YouTube video, and today guys, it's continuing onwards. Wizards has literally gave us another dump of information, but this time, not about Throne of Eldraine, but about the next sets coming up. So guys, before we get into the video, let me ask you guys to like, share, and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and I would greatly appreciate it. So guys, let's talk about it. These are going to be the next 4 sets, all 4 of the sets for next year's Magic Standard. And that's going to be Theros Beyond Death, Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths, Core 2021, and Zendikar Rising. So to give this kind of a time frame, Theros Beyond Death is said to be in winter of 2020, so either January or February. Ikoria, Lair of the Behemoths is said to be in spring, so I'm thinking more towards the end of spring, maybe April and May. Core 2021 is, again, summer, so that's either going to be July, I believe. I believe, honestly, just July in general. And then Zendikar Rising is going to be about this time next year, September or October. And then, of course, we will have another cycle, probably, after Zendikar Rising. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. You know, we're going back to Theros. We're going to a brand new set, new planes called Ikoria. Core 2020 is going to have something very interesting. They decided that with core sets, they're going to have themes from now on. As we all know, Core Set 2020 had the Chandra Planeswalker theme for some reason. I don't know why, but they chose that. And then Zendikar Rising, that's just going to be very interesting. So let's go into depth about each one of these, starting with Theros. So Theros is called Theros Beyond Death, and according to Wizards of the Coast, it's going to kind of be about Elspeth. It's going to be about Elspeth as a return. As you can see from this picture, this is the Planeswalker reprint for, I believe it was Ravnica Allegiance Mythic Rare Edition had this Planeswalker in it, and it was Elspeth, Knight Errant. But as you can see, Elspeth is in the underworld of Theros and has what they call a returned mask. And from what I understand, because I don't know too much about Theros, but Theros has an underworld because it's based off of Greek mythology, and in the underworld, the certain people that have died are allowed to come back as a returned with this certain mask, and they aren't recognized, they aren't allowed to keep their old name, is what I understand. So this will be very interesting to see how Elspeth goes around that. Other things that I think are going to happen. Gods and divination. Again, this is about Greek mythology, so there are multiple different gods. Especially because if you go back here, look at the set symbol for Theros Beyond Death. That's Erebos, if you look at it. So I do believe the set is at least going to be about Erebos, which means that there will be at least one god in it. Now, knowing Elspeth and somebody else I'm going to talk about here in a second, you can see Gideon possibly returning in this set. Yeah, so knowing both of them, I imagine Heliod will also be in here. I also imagine, honestly, I imagine every single one of the gods that are monocolor. So I don't know them all off the top of my head. I know every one of them except for the green one. So you have Perforos, you have Thessa, Heliod, and Erebos, and then I don't know the green one because I've never seen her ever played in Commander. So, but anyways, yeah, guys, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the gods. Now, the next point I wanted to bring up was Feather and Heroic. So, one of the old mechanics from the last Theros that we had was Heroic, which I use on my Feather the Redeemed Commander set, my Commander deck. And Feather and Heroic go together like peanut butter and jelly. So, Feather, probably, since the Feather deck is not getting a lot of cards cycled out from it, it will get a lot more support if they do add Heroic creatures. So, that'll be interesting to see. Enchantment Tribal. Yeah, there's been this, and I'll show you in a well, actually, I didn't get the photo I wanted. There's been these enchantment cards that have been popping up that are kind of like awarding you for using enchantments. In Throne of Eldraine spoilers, which if you haven't seen my latest Throne of Eldraine spoiler video, please go take a look. I should have a playlist that says Throne of Eldraine spoilers in my on my channel. So just go check me out. Hit that subscribe button again. I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, so there's been these enchantment payoff cards, I'd call them. We are losing, I think, one of them. I can't remember. It was a Selesnya Druid that lets you draw a card and I think gain a life whenever you played an enchantment or cast an enchantment. So we are losing one, but I still feel like there's going to be this enchantment tribal, especially because Theros was kind of about enchantment tribal. So we'll see. And of course, yes, the possible, and I think I misspelled possible, so please don't pay attention, but the possible return of Gideon, because from what I read, and if you want to go check out that video, I do have a War of the Spark video. It's not my best work. I tried to give the background to the story, and I messed up on some parts, because I do all of these videos in a one take, so I apologize. But if you did want to go look at it, it talks about how Gideon is believed to have passed on to the Theros underworld, because I believe they took the armor of Gideon back to Theros to be properly buried. So they could potentially at least show that Gideon is in the underworld, as well as possibly bring him back. I mean, Elspeth here has her Planeswalker Spark. This is a conversation me and my buddy had on the way home today. Elspeth has her Planeswalker Spark here in the underworld, as you can see. So it's possible that Gideon also would have his Planeswalker Spark and potentially given permission by Erebos to become a returned. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be very interesting to have that set come out in January, February. The next set, and I do apologize, I couldn't find the proper color for my letters here, so if this kind of blends in, I apologize. As you can see from the background, Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths. So Ikoria has a lot of monsters, has a lot of big monsters. Yes, that is what a behemoth is. And according to Mark Rosewater, we'll have one of the most craziest mechanics we've made in quite a while. The mechanic will allow you to play and make monsters. So yes, guys, with Ikoria comes a brand new plane called Ikoria. And so we will see, towards the end of spring, we will see a new mechanic that sounds very interesting. I'm really more excited about this set than any other set, because I want to know what they mean about make monsters. My friend was like, well, maybe they mean they'll bring back monstrosity. And I was like, no, they said they will, according to Mark Rosewater, we'll have one of the most craziest mechanics we've made in quite a while. Monstrosity isn't actually a crazy mechanic, and it's very similar to Adapt, which is still going to be in Standard when this is in Standard. So I don't think so. I really don't. I wonder, honestly, what that's going to be like. If it's going to be like us making our own Magic card somehow, that'd be pretty cool, but pretty off the wall. Kind of something like you would see in their offset. I'm trying to remember the name of their offset. I think Unbreakable or Unchained or something like that. So that's just pretty cool, guys. I'm really looking forward to Ikoria, or Ikoria, however you want to say that name. So, very interesting, very interesting. Core Set 2021. So yes, guys, as you can see from the background here, Core Set 2021 will refocus on Teferi. Possible reprints. Dear God, don't reprint Hero of Dominaria. Like, I am so done with Hero of Dominaria, and honestly, I say that as somebody that's been scorned by that card, but I've used that card so much to make people cry, it's not even funny. Please don't reprint Hero of Dominaria. I feel like they won't, because, in my opinion, they're going to try to do this Teferi core set like they did the Chandra core set from 2020, where it kind of had Chandra. I assume this is how they're going to do it. They're going to have Teferi Young, Teferi Middle Age, and Teferi Ultimate, basically. and we'll see the 3 different Teferis as he became a time mage. But the thing is that he started off as a creature, and then you can say, well, Chandra started off as a creature in Origins, I guess, and then had her Planeswalker Spark United, her Planeswalker Spark ignited. So we'll see how it goes. Whether this is going to be like creature-based Teferi or Planeswalker-based Teferi, but might, like the previous core set, predict the next year's sets. And that's something I'm going to talk about later on in the video. The core set 2020 actually kind of predicted the next couple of sets. It, of course, did not have Teferi in it, but it did have a couple other cards, and we'll go over that in a minute. And will probably be very similar to core set 2020. So, yes, that's how I feel about core set 2021. Very interesting that they chose to be about Teferi. So, Zendikar Rising is kind of the one that nobody really wants. I'm going to be honest. Like, yeah, a lot of people did want to go back to Zendikar, but really, in my opinion, people only liked Zendikar for the Eldrazzis. So, now that the Eldrazzis are going to be gone, they have said that Eldrazzis, they're gone. They're not there. The tribals are going to be, I assume, what they're going to focus on. So there's going to be core, there's going to be elementals, there's going to be wizards, because they have the ROIL, Royal Wizards, that are basically elemental wizards. And then they had allies, which I guess they were core allies, but still, they could have them separately. They also probably are going to have a good bit of human. I didn't put that on there because I didn't remember until later. But yeah, they're probably going to have some humans on there too. Probably will have Nissa. I'm going to be honest. Probably have Nissa. Like, I honestly think Theros, Ikoria, and Zendikar here are going to focus on what happened to the Gatewatch. A lot of people think that we're going to have these one-off sets as they are, to kind of take attention away from the Gatewatch, because everybody's a little tired of them. In all actuality, every single YouTuber I've talked to or heard from is sick and tired of the Gatewatch, and I'm one of them, so hey. But it will be focused on the adventure, on adventure. It said in the little blurb that they gave that if you enjoyed the adventure aspect of Zendikar and the adventurers, then you will probably enjoy this set. So that's how I feel about Zendikar, is that I'm going to be more excited about the elementals, to be honest with you. They might reprint Yarok as a card, maybe not reprint per se, but might make another Yarok, which is what I'm really looking for. They might make another Omnath. I'm honestly actually about 95% sure Omnath will be a card in Zendikar, regardless of what Zendikar set you're going into. And yes, we will definitely have elementals. If Zendikar isn't the prime suspect for elementals anytime, anywhere, then it's not Zendikar. So yeah, we'll have some elemental fun. Hold on to your Risen Reefs, hold on to your Yaroks, hold on to your Omnaths, because unless this is going to be the first part of the new cycle, I imagine they'll still have core set 20 in it, and so you will still be able to use your elemental tribal we have now, and it'll probably get beefed. It'll get boosted. So yeah. Core set 20 predicted. Yes, guys, Core set 20 predicted it. This is a card that they had a couple different cards. This is the first one I was able to pick out, and as you can see, is very Theros-esque. There's the Greek-looking guy, and he's doing his not divination, something about constellations. And I know you guys, you older guys, are probably going to skewer me. I didn't play Theros, so please, bear with me. Theros had something to do with the constellations, the night sky, and gods. So, as you can see, it looks like he's giving praise here. I wish there was some flavor text to tell us exactly what's going on there. This next one, in my opinion, kind of shows what I assume they're going to have a lot of in Ikoria, is big creatures. You know, we're going to have some very interesting big creatures. They had a lot of very interesting, I won't call them mechanics, but I guess like card designs in M20. If you play with Sephoria, Sky's Blade. That was a very interesting set design. Gargos here is a very interesting set design. And just big creatures in general, I think are going to be very interesting to watch and see what happens. I again, very excited for Ikoria and what they've already said about it. And of course, Risen Reef simplifying the elementals that we are going to get from Zendikar. Yeah. Also, to mention, yes, I was listening to somebody earlier today, and they talked about how Brawl is live right now on Arena. I haven't double-checked this to make sure, but I'm going to report it anyways. Brawl is live now with the Brawl decks that they actually already have for Eldraine. And as you can see, there's the 4 different Brawl decks. You have Alila, you have Chulien, you have Corvald, and you have Sire Gwyn. And guys, I'm going to be honest, me and my buddies, we always do the Planeswalker decks every year that come out. We did Commander, or excuse me, I'm not Planeswalker decks. Why do I always say that? We do the Commander decks every year, and this year, of course, I lost my, when we do our little tournament, I lost the tournament, and I'm kind of sad about it. I picked Primal Genesis, but this year I'm very excited because we're actually going to do the Brawl. There's 4 different Brawl decks, there's 4 different ones of us, and we're going to have some fun. My buddy already decided that he wanted the Corvald deck. I'm kind of leaning for Sire Gwyn, although Chulien was really interesting too. Excuse me. Sorry, I couldn't hold that one back. But yeah, right now you can go play with these decks on Arena, according to other people. And they'll actually reward you with Eldraine cards. So that's going to be very interesting that they already are. They're kind of giving us, like, I don't want to put this in drug dealer aspect, but a pusher gives a little bit and then you buy the rest. So yeah, this kind of feels like that. They're kind of trying to still sell us on Brawl, and I'm sold, honestly. I'm excited for a Commander-esque type of feel to Arena. I really am. So, once I get off of this, I'm probably going to go play Brawl, and if you're listening to this on Thursday, the 5th, I probably will be streaming this tonight. I can't stay up too late, because I have to be up at like 5 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning to get to my first ticket at 5:30. Oh, God, kill me. But I will probably be streaming this tonight. I'll probably be streaming this tomorrow night. No, I'm sorry, I'm working 3rd shift tomorrow night. No, I won't be able to stream this tomorrow night, but I will be streaming this tonight, more than likely. So stick around. My Twitch is Sneaky Narcotic. Just like my YouTube handle, Sneaky Narcotic. So guys, thank y'all for watching. And just in case you haven't seen it yet, guys, go check out the trailer for Throne of Eldraine. It'll play with your heartstrings. It really will. Made me cry. Poor little Gingy. Thank y'all for watching. This is Sneaky Narcotic, signing off.